Good morning, peoples. Boy, we haven't made a video in a couple days. Actually, we did make a video in a couple of days, but I did not upload it because, well, I was very confused about a couple of things when I was making it, and I didn't want to show how embarrassed I was about something. I got really confused. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But before we get started, I want to say I appreciate all of our current subscribers. Thank you very much for subscribing and becoming part of the Detroit Diz family. And if you're just getting here, why don't you just go ahead and mash the subscribe button? It's completely free. I know that's a dirty word. It's a four-letter word. It's F-R-E-E, costs nothing, zero zilch. And it helps us out grow the channel. Our current goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers. So, help us out. Just mash the subscribe button, and we appreciate you for doing so. And we appreciate everybody. Anyways, thank you for watching also. Anyways, so it's a glorious day here at the D. We started out with the weather stuff. It's August the 21st. It's Thursday. And yeah. It's another day here in the D. It's any day that you're awake and alive, that is a great day. Looks like some clouds. I don't think it's supposed to be raining today. The weather is cooling down. It feels somewhat like fall, a little bit like it's going into fall time weather, even though that it's still in the temperatures hitting into the 80s. And but people like Starbucks in about 5 days will be coming out with pumpkin spice lattes. Football's already in season, and the kids are going back to school. And oh, wait a minute! And the cider mill is going to be opening on September the 1st, Labor Day. What the heck? I know Labor Day is already almost here, and I'm not going anywhere. But, Labor Day's almost here, and that means, today's the 21st. That means yesterday, we're in the last third of the summer, meaning that we're in the last month of summer, people. September the 20th is the end of summer. So let's enjoy the next 4 weeks, shall we? Anyhow, so let's talk about what I was going to be bringing up in the video that I did not post, and I was talking about these double events, like you have Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And you got Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which is also coupled with Jollywood at the very same time. And then you also have the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party in the Magic Kingdom. And then I think you have on top of that I think the Food and Wine is in October also, or somewhere around that time. I forget when it happens. I think it's later on. But anyways, sometimes you have, all I'm saying here is sometimes you have double events that are happening at the exact same time, and it can be very expensive for people to attend both of them in the single trip that they're going to, especially if they have a larger family. It starts to add up exponentially, and then you're not going to be able to afford to do it all. Yeah. So you got to kind of pick out what it is that means the most to you, what's the most important, and just try to have fun, and just know that you're not, you're there and you're having fun and you're not missing out, even though there's an event that you can't go to because it costs way too much. Yeah. Anyways, talking about way too much, let's get into some things. I've been starting to write things down during the daytime, believe it or not. And some of them are not Disney related. Some of them are just things that come up in the news. Like one of them is like McDonald's. We've always, McDonald's, the price has been creeping up and creeping up. You can't leave McDonald's without almost spending, $25 to $30 at McDonald's for like 2 or 3 people. And you're like going, huh? How did I get to that much, right? Well, McDonald's now is going to be cutting back on the price of some of their combo packages. And I suspect that, Burger King and, all the other ones will be following suit and lowering the prices of their their meals and stuff like that. But are they able to do that because to entice people? Or are they doing that because that they're now using, when you go up to the drive-through, they're using AI? Yeah, what I mean by that is, I've gone to these restaurant drive-throughs, like for instance McDonald's, Taco Bell. They had one at the White Castle, and now the person who asks you for your order is like a robot. Going through the questions and asking you all sorts of questions. First of all, they tie you up way too long asking too many questions about all these additional add-ons that I really, really just don't want. But but it cuts down on somebody working there who's answering the thing, even though that they probably still have somebody who's supervising the AI machine to get everything correct, because if they mess it up, then but it's supposed to be machine learning. That means that it learns after making mistakes, and I don't know if they have names for the machines. I'm sure, like HAL 2000 or whatever. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on these robot ordering systems that they have in place now? It's kind of I don't know. It's okay, but it's replacing somebody inside the store who's making some money. But are they still paying the workers too gosh darn much? And that's the reason why they've stopped using somebody to take your order. Now they use a machine. Are they really saving that much money or not? I have no idea at all. I don't work in one of those establishments, Okay, anyways, so there is a thing called a black moon. I didn't even know about. I've heard about a blood moon. I've heard about a strawberry moon. I've heard about high moon. I don't know. There's all sorts of types of moons. Even a moon eclipse. Now they have a black moon. What is a black moon? I forgot to look it up, but it's going to be occurring sometime soon. A black moon. It just sounds to me, it sounds scary. Look, we already have things that are coming across space, interstellar objects that are coming towards our solar system, and who knows what's going to happen. And now we're talking about, and they were talking about how there's, shape-shifting devices on the Earth, and now we're talking about black moons. I don't know. Maybe the quote-unquote disclosure is coming soon. I have no idea. It's kind of wacky and weird. And that's where it belongs, in the category of weird and strange, or wacky and weird. I like wacky and weird more than strange and weird, or weird and strange. I don't know. Anyhow, so that's that. Oh, on top of all that, hold on a minute. Hold your horses here. Now the FDA puts out a thing that you could be eating radioactive shrimp. I like shrimp. Shrimp's great. I'm Jewish. I'm not really supposed to be eating shrimp. They're a shellfish. But anyhow, they do have these. They had a warning going out for certain shrimp from some certain places that the shrimp could be radioactive. How do you? What the heck's radioactive shrimp? Like, where did they catch them at, and why are they radioactive? What kind of radioactive material has gotten on the fish? What if all of a sudden they said, they pulled all the tuna from all the shells, saying that they were, or some of the tuna from certain places in the world have been compromised and they're radioactive. What I would like to know is, why aren't we disclosing where the radioactive material that have exposed these shrimps, where is it at? What is it being exposed to? what kind of radioactive event occurred, or what kind, what's going on here? Is somebody testing nuclear devices in the sea? No way. And then we're eating fish. That's scary. That is really, really scary. Okay, we're at stop sign here. All right, there's a lot of things going on. We'll talk about ESPN here in a minute. And yeah, let's just talk about, so let's talk about ESPN. I just updated. This is Disney involved. Disney has been making some moves over the last week or so to solidify up and beef up ESPN. I know not everybody is a sports fan, but this is big time news because Disney and Disney Plus, the streaming service, was in the red for a very long time, and they now strategically have developed a plan to try to get it into the black. So what are we talking about here? First of all, they already owned Hulu, but they were operating it as two different streaming apps. And I knew in the beginning that made no sense whatsoever. You need to just combine them all and put all your eggs in one app. And that is exactly what they're planning on doing. They're sunsetting Hulu, and they're going to be adding Hulu to, I would even just ditch the name Hulu and just go completely Disney Plus. Just don't even have it anywhere. People will know eventually that it kind of dissolved into the other. Let's just not continue to carry it along or baby the name, and just get rid of it. But that's what they're doing. They're taking all the content from Hulu and they're putting it on Disney Plus. What a brilliant move. They should have done this a long time ago. That's just my opinion. Now, ESPN, ESPN Plus was always a part of a package deal that you could get with Disney Plus because it's part of the ESPN Plus. ESPN is part of the Disney networks, right? And now they have, and okay, I'm going to talk about one other thing that they should do, and I perceive it's going to happen in the future also. So ESPN has now bought the NFL network rights, and they've now have a deal with the Major League Baseball TV, and they also are going to be streaming a bunch of NFL stuff and baseball stuff and whatnot. The app is going to be way better. They're going to have multi-view stuff there. It's going to be phenomenal. And what I perceive, since MSNBC had a bunch of cable networks that they're spinning off into some other company, and then they're not going to be carrying, which includes the Golf Channel. Disney, wake up, smell the coffee, get your dollars out and get the Golf Channel. You might as well buy up the rights to the Golf Channel and add it to ESPN. Look, that way you can be golf everything, or almost golf everything. You could have a monopoly on golf almost. I think they should do that. I mean, I don't think that anybody is going to care. Look, people who watch sports want to watch everything in one certain place. That's why that big conglomerating sports channel that was going to be, CBS and ESPN and Fox Sports all created in one, including TNT, was going to be something. I don't even know what happened to it. I think that it got some, I remember, FUBU was suing it and suing for the idea that they didn't like it, and then they were, given some money to go away or something like that. And then I don't even know what happened to it. I'll have to follow up and figure it all out on my own. But anyways, I think Disney is making a lot of strides in the right direction right now. Somebody over there in the streaming services, whoever the president over streaming must have woke up and said, yeah, let's fix all this. So yeah, I hope that Disney, it turns out that they actually gain subscribers now due to all the sports content, and I think that they will. They're not going to be. They already said that they're not going to be charging a ton of money more, starting out, because usually they break it off and then they charge you a bunch of money. So I've already changed, and that's great stuff. Yeah, that's amazing stuff. So there's a lot of things going on in Disney now. They have there's a lot of things going on right now. Halloween has kicked off. The Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. There's a lot of people streaming that. Oh yeah, there's if you didn't remember this year, and they're still working on the lobby of the Grand Floridian. They released that earlier this year that they're not going to be having the gingerbread house and all that being built in the lobby this year. So I don't know, maybe they'll move to somewhere else. There are some a lot of refurbs going on next year at a lot of different resorts. I think the lobby of the Pop Century maybe, or something like that. They're doing a lot of changes, a lot of work over the next couple of years, not just the parks, but also the resorts and whatnot. So stay abreast of that, because I think they're going to have a lot more deals coming for discounts, because of the fact that they have all this construction going, and you got to entice people to get there. Anyways, we'll talk to you guys real soon, and have a great one. Bye.